Today on Seattle Refined.
He's not in a committed relationship.
I do not one bit think she's innocent.
Tears, tirades, and twins. Paradise takes a pit stop at Heartbreak Hotel, and our Bachelor Roundtable is fired up.
His Instagram name is Deanie Babies, and he puts the babies in Deanie Babies.
Plus,
everyone here comes together. We all love each other. We're here for Mariah.
it's Christmas in September. Why? Because Mariah says so.
Spiders and centipedes.
Then,
He slid it to me and said, everything's gonna change.
Run, baby, run.
he's the king of Kitty Rock. Casper Baby Pants reveals the chance meeting that changed his life. Seattle Refined starts now.
Run, baby, run. Run, 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 run.
Hey everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. We're coming to you today from Honor Coffee. So I got 2 words for the remaining lovelorn contestants on ABC's Bachelor in Paradise, and those words are TikTok. Come on kids, there's still time for a love connection. But with all the drama going on, and there is a ton, I do have my doubts. Our Paradise Roundtable is chomping at the bit to get everybody ready for tonight's episode. All right, take it away, ladies.
Okay, guys, it's the final of Bachelor in Paradise. We find out tonight if anyone walks away engaged. But first, more breaking news in Bachelor Nation. We have a new Bachelor. His name is Ari. I have no idea who he is.
I know Ari, but I was a huge fan back then during Emily Maynard's season, and he was on it, and I loved Ari.
So did I.
He's super cute. Was one of those guys that definitely wasn't ready for love. It's a huge shock to fans, though, because it was, what, 5 years ago?
Yeah, it was. So he was a runner-up in 2012, and I think the fans are split, right?
So rumor has it that Bachelor producers had a really, really hard time locking down a Bachelor. They really wanted Peter or Dean, but Peter, they really were going after Peter.
Yeah.
And he kind of played hardball and didn't really want to be about it, so they kind of scrambled and got Ari last minute.
Okay, now we got it. You guys, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about Dean and Christina and D-Lo.
I don't want to talk about Dean anymore, honestly. Like, his Instagram name is Deanie Babies, and he puts the babies in Deanie Babies. Honestly, like, let's just refer to him from now on out as Deanie Babies.
I went into Bachelor in Paradise loving Dean. I really, really liked him, and literally every single episode he gets worse and worse and worse, and I cannot handle him playing the victim.
I don't understand how I can have like the most amazing girl in the entire world in front of me, and yet here I am flirting with another girl in the pool.
Yeah, I do know why. She's hot, and you want to have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, stop being the victim here.
He just wants to hang out with a really hot chick. And he can't tell that to Christina, so he's playing both sides until Christina finally sees him in the pool with D-Lo, Danielle, and it's that, you know, that rock
Light
that
bulb,
hits her head, and, you know, that kind of goes, wait, he really is interested in Danielle. And Christina finally is over it.
What I saw is you all are being very, very, I guess, affectionate, very coupley, and it's like right in front of my face. That was so disrespectful to me. You have no idea how much it's done.
Well, and he's so wishy-washy even to this day, because right after the episode aired, he posted on his Instagram page a photo of him and Christina, and he's kissing her head and they're like hugging, and the caption reads, "You were out of my league."
Which she is.
Okay, Jenna, you and I have a bone to pick though, because a kind of veer off of this was when Christina was talking it through with some of her girlfriends, like, should I stay, should I go? Can you believe Dean and D-Lo? Her friend Raven was like, look, this is not D-Lo's problem, this is Dean's problem. And they kind of got into it about who she should blame.
You can't blame her.
I can put just as much blame, considering
No,
that
I don't agree. He's the person that you trust with your heart, your emotions, your body, everything.
Not
Did
her
he
then.
tell you
You have
that
not
he
heard
was
that.
going to explore other relationships? Did he tell you that or not?
When he
Did
tells
he
me
say
wants
that,
me to
yes or
stay,
no? I'm your
You're-
friend. I tell you the truth. When you don't
You
want
haven't talked to me for days. How are you my friend to care what I think?
whatever.
Raven was giving it to a reel, which I'm that kind of friend of my girlfriends, and I expect the same thing. Raven was like, Dean is not that into you, and you need to just know that. And my opinion is that she should only be mad at Dean. Dean's the only one that offered her or owed her anything.
Yeah. Like, I definitely think Dean is at the top of the list in terms of who she should be mad at. He definitely gets the most, you know, shade coming from me specifically. But I don't think Danielle is scot-free here. She knew very well that there was something going on with Dean. I just feel like it's common courtesy as a good human.
Yeah, but Danielle basically talked to Dean about it at the very beginning, and he's saying, I'm not locked down to anybody. So Danielle did her research, and she's like, are you with Christina? And he goes, not really, done. Danielle can do whatever she wants now with Dean.
If I put myself in Danielle's position, if I went in and was like, hey, I think Dean is cute, I would 100% go for him. Good. Good for her.
That was the biggest part of this week's episode, by sure. We had a little other random characters pop in here and there. We had the return of Blake, which was the arch nemesis of Waboom.
Yeah.
And shockingly, all he could talk about was Waboom.
I want to put the Waboom thing behind me. I don't need any more of that in my life. I don't need that negativity. I don't need that pessimism. Everyone's like, look, he would have crashed and burned on his own. Leave him alone. I was like, no, I really don't like the guy.
Yeah, well, whatever. He's not here.
And speaking of somebody that I relate to, it's
Kristen.
Kristen on the boats and that date, the contact situation.
I am afraid that if I open my eyes, one of my contacts will fly out.
I get it, girl. I get the contacts.
I know, I feel bad for Blake, because he was like, they just wanted to have a fun date, and Kristen was just out of commission.
Yeah, I get it.
Another quick arrival to Paradise. The twins came.
Yeah.
Eye roll. Insert eye roll here.
They kind of really were trying really, really hard to make a name for themselves, and then nobody wanted to go on a date with them either. They picked the bottom of the barrel.
Listen, here's the deal. I asked you out to be nice, because you hadn't been on a date. Do you really think I want to go out with a serial killer?
Even Jack Stone decided he didn't want to go on the date anymore, and so the twins had enough and went out with a nice little bang, giving everybody the old heave-ho.
Yeah.
And then threw scallops, and that was that.
Okay, but let's talk about the new couples, because we've got our girl Taylor is in one of the most solid relationships we've seen on Bachelor in Paradise. Do we think they're gonna get engaged?
I think so.
I mean, rumor has it that they're getting engaged actually tonight, or even, during the reunion special.
We will have to see. Tune in tonight. Let's see who goes home with a ring.
Bachelor in Paradise airs tonight at 8 right here on Como 4.
One of the biggest divas in the history of popdom just graced the Emerald City with some sweet music and a whole lot of sweets.
Let's face it, when you're Mariah Carey, you can do what you want. She's sold millions of albums, she performs to sold-out arenas, she's got her own beauty line, her own perfumes. So when Mariah said she wanted to launch her own line of candy, everyone in her entourage shouted, "Hell to the yes!" And that's what brought one of the best-selling artists of all time to Bellevue's Sugar Factory. It was a night in September, and all through the East Side, the Lambs were not silent, waiting for Mariah to arrive.
So the Lambs are fans that created our own name way back in the day. We're called the Lamleys, the Lamb family, Lambs for life.
Her fans were all huddled, lined up in prayer, hoping their diva soon would be there.
You brought her gifts. What did you bring her?
Oh, Bulldogs from Bellevue. There's a few of us from Bellevue College. Go Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Welcome to Bellevue, Mariah.
Good.
Some wore t-shirts, some came to schmooze. One diehard fan even bared a tattoo.
Have either of you ever met her?
We have, actually. I had her autograph my arm, and I got a tattoo of it.
Really?
So,
Let's see
yeah,
this. Can we unfurl this arm? Holy cow, you did. Look at that.
When what to our wondering eyes should appear, a sparkling lady with a stellar career.
How excited are you for Christmas?
Could anybody be more excited than to be in the middle of the summer and it's Christmas here?
More rapid than eagles, she hit the red rug. Get out of her way, she's got product to plug.
You exude the Christmas spirit. You've got your own Christmas factory line now. Tell us about some of the things that are your favorites in that list.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting to have your own Christmas factory line.
With no hesitation, with no hint of shame, she listed those products and called them by name.
We have cocoa, what do you call it? Not cocoa, but yes,
hot chocolate. That'd be the real deal.
And the flavor would be hot. What is that stuff? What is it called? Cotton candy. It's like cotton candy.
On cocoa, on popcorn, on doodads galore, Mariah is speaking. Who cares what she wore?
Like so many different Christmas things that are, there's the snow globes.
Yeah. Tell me about the feather Christmas tree.
Feather Christmas trees to go on the table. Yes, very, very festive.
To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, Christmas is here, and it's not even fall.
Cotton candy, candles, it's very Mariah Carey.
To learn more about Mariah Carey's Christmas Factory collection, log on to our website. The items officially go on sale November 1st.
So we know Mariah's music isn't for everyone, so how about something maybe a little bit edgier, like the Gorillaz? The Gorillaz aren't the first virtual band, but they definitely are the coolest. Known for hits like Feel Good Incorporated and Clint Eastwood, the Gorillaz will play Key Arena September 30th. The last time we checked, you could still get tickets. Seattle Refined is just getting started. Pepper needs a forever home. Find out if you and this sweet girl are a love match. But first, he was at the top of the music world and walked away.
I had a little voice in my head that was saying, this is great, congratulations, but this is not it. This is not what you're supposed to be doing.
The intuition that turned this rocker into a preschool superstar.
Jump, baby, jump. Jump, 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 jump.
Welcome back to Refined. I'm Guard Swanson. Well, chances are, if you have a toddler at home, or if you know somebody who does, then you are very familiar with the music of Casper Baby Pants, a.k.a. Chris Ballou. Now, if you grew up in the 90s, you might think, hey, that guy looks familiar. And it's because this isn't Ballou's first time at the Rock and Roll Rodeo.
She's loved, she's in my head.
Back in 1995, Ballou was the toast of MTV as the frontman for the alternative rock band Presidents of the United States of America. But at the height of the president's fame, Ballou walked away, paving the way for a second act no one saw coming.
You like my roommates, they're a bunch of funny bugs. Spiders, ants, and beetles, and one super lazy slug.
Chris Ballou is in his happy place, creating children's songs in his West Seattle studio.
Kids are kind of like super drunk, happy people. You know, they're pooping in their pants, they're throwing up.
Took my love on over across the train.
He's the biggest kindy rock star in Seattle, and he wouldn't have it any other way.
I'm so happy. I'm not surprised that it's connecting. I'm just delighted.
Kids know him as Casper Baby Pants, but parents know him as a top 90s rocker. Whose unusual path to stardom should surprise no one, considering the bizarre way it started.
So that $2 bill is what I got for change when I went to Olympia to record with Beck as my sort of audition to be in his band. And the dude who gave me that $2 bill in change at the bus station was like straight out of a Disney movie. He slid it to me and said, everything's gonna change. This $2 bill is lucky. And I kept it ever since because everything did change. That was my first job making music as a pro, so he was right.
After touring with Beck, Chris topped the charts with his own band, the Presidents of the United States of America.
There was Lump, there was Peaches, Kitty. Those were the kind of the big ones off the first record. This is the very little guitar that is on the President's debut record. Is made with this little chintzy little guitar. I bought it for like $75 and sold 4 million records with it, so it's a good investment. During that time, I had a little voice in my head that was saying, this is great, congratulations, but this is not it. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. And then I met my second wife, Kate, and her art is what really inspired me.
When we started dating, I was working on a children's book, and he was working on a President's album. And he would occasionally come over and kind of look at what I was doing, and he's like, I think I could do the kids' music version of that.
When I did and played it back, the giant cartoon light bulb went off. It's kids' music.
Run, baby, run. Run, 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 run. Run, baby, run.
Chris now cranks out top kitty hits, and his wife, who is a professional artist, creates his album covers.
We work well together because I can speak very clearly and directly to him, and he does not take it personally, and vice versa. And so there's some kind of push and pull.
I got 12 records done in 8 years and no end in sight.
Jump, baby, jump. Jump, 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 jump.
Casper Baby Pants is so popular, kids and parents come from all over the country to hear him play.
There are moments when I'm doing a Casper show when I'm literally surrounded by kids and they're in danger of like knocking my stuff over and unplugging my microphones, that it's more punk rock than any punk rock show the Presidents ever played or any rock show we ever did.
Right now, he's especially passionate about his latest album, Away We Go.
It has a very special song on it, Banana Bread.
Banana bread, we can be banana bread. We're not pretty, but we're not dead.
Which was actually written by my dearly departed daddy. And I found it, he and I wrote a few songs together while he was alive, but I found it after he died and I'd never seen it. It was just a verse and a chorus typed up, and I finished it and put it to music, and that's kind of like my favorite song right now.
Mommy and Daddy, I'm living in a free couch.
Now that the Presidents have officially finished and broken up, I do get some sort of weepy-eyed fans at Casper shows sometimes, like, will you please play Peaches? I'm taking a break from those songs. There's a little nugget in the back of my brain telling me to possibly someday make a Casper Covers the Presidents album, where I might take the songs and deconstruct them and rebuild them as Casper songs.
She's in my head.
Casper Baby Pants' new album, Jump for Joy, is out now. To learn more or see that story again, log on to our website. Coming up, it's a refined rewind.
The colors, of course, the themes, they're people and things I can identify with.
Remember these guys? We get nostalgic for the Lunchbox next. Plus, a pooch named Pepper you need to meet. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Guard Swanson. It is back to school time all across the Northwest. Now, back in the day, one of the best parts about going back to class, and you'll probably remember this, was getting a brand new lunchbox. Well, these days, lunchboxes have kind of sort of fallen off the wayside, but for collectors, they've never grown old.
For most children who grew up in the 20th century, back to school signaled the return of an icon. The metal lunchbox, filled with PB&J or bologna sandwiches and perhaps an apple to trade for something better, these miniature suitcases made of cold hard steel were a means of self-expression in a land of identical composition notebooks and number 2 pencils.
The Lost in Space box is considered one of the most collectible boxes of all time. The bottom is craters because they're landing on the moon.
Dennis Miller is a collector. He brown bagged it or sometimes brought his lunch while in school, but always admired the other kids' lunchboxes. Now he's living the dream with over 150 of the coolest boxes ever made.
The colors, of course, the themes, they're people and things I can identify with.
The Brady Bunch, Snow White, and Sigmund and the Sea Monster are just a few in his collection. He claims to have had everyone's favorite over the 20 years he's been collecting and only buys boxes in the best condition he can find.
A couple times a year, or at least once a year, I go across the country to flea markets and garage sales and whatever else I can find to locate them.
So what are some of the things that you look for when buying a lunchbox?
When you open the box, you're looking for a clean box with nice enamel inside.
And of course, the matching thermos. Perfect for chicken noodle soup, or if you were lucky, hot cocoa.
This thermos comes with the Beatles box. The box and the thermos together can range $500 to $800.
Having the coolest box on the block can be expensive, but Dennis says they're worth every penny. John Prentice, Seattle, Refined.
What was your favorite lunchbox growing up? Leave us a comment on Facebook and let us know. Seattle Refined will be right back. Welcome back to the show. You know, it's that time of year for one of our favorite segments, Refined to the Rescue. So far, we are 3 for 3 when it comes to finding forever homes for deserving dogs in need. This month's Super Pooch is Pepper. Pepper is 1.5 years old, and according to our friends at Saving Great Animals, she loves people and does well with kids. She's very active and would be great for anyone who likes to hike or run. Pepper was found as a stray in Central California, and the area didn't have an animal control shelter, so Pepper made the trek to our region to find a home. To learn more about Pepper, log on to our website. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. I'm Guard Swanson. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you next time right here on Seattle Refined.